Men, has another man ever approached your GF wife right in front of you and hit on her? How do you react?
Give him the benefit of the doubt, but inform her she's taken. If he wants to continue trying, we leave. If he follows us, we fight.
I let my wife handle it.
Depends. If he's like The Rock, I will politely say we gotta go.
I wouldn't even react or act like we're there together. However she wants to handle it is how she'll handle it.
Girlfriends, yes. There were a few bars we would go to after hockey games or concerts where guys would hang out and hit on everyone at the bar. Only one girlfriend was slow enough to think the guys were just being friendly instead of hitting on her. The others were always quick to shut them down. I'm not a small guy and usually have a scary look, so it was easy for them to point me out and tell the guys too.
Yes. We were buying clothes and I had stepped away to try something on. When I got back to her I found a man hitting on her. I let it play for a little, enjoying how awkward she was as he was not getting the hint, then introduced myself and said, "Sorry mate, she's off." The both had a good laugh. It's happened more than the once. If you date attractive women it'll happen from time to time.
Yes, it has happened on a few occasions. I let her deal with it, with one exception where a very dude was getting handsy and not backing off when she told him to.
Yeah, I watched as he painfully struck out. I shouted pick-up tips at him like a coach and he actually tried them.
Greater than if you date attractive women, it'll happen from time to. That's why my partners have never had to deal with a thinking face.
There is only one way to react. Smile and let the wife deal with him. If she's intimidated or asks you to intervene, do so calmly and with a smile. Use humor if possible. Now, if he gets aggressive, that's another matter.
Yes, guy slapped my girls and pulled her in to kiss her. I knocked him out and the first of his buddies. But there were 5 others. I got bloodied bad, but stayed on my 2 feet. Bartender shot us with rock salt from a shotgun. He kicked him out, closed the bar and drove me to hospital.
I've 62M. Been with the same woman my entire post-college adult. We were younger. My girlfriend, fiancé, wife was way better looking than me. So much so that people did not assume we were a couple unless we were right next to each other. I wasn't in her. The catty women would whisper, "Why? Is she with him?" So what Op described happened several times. My woman would shut it down immediately and then move closer to me. Maybe hold. My first job after college was a toxic workplace. What was more annoying than people making passes at her with me present was coworkers that would hit on her behind my back. My woman is foreign-born and speaks English as a second language. She has an extremely dim view of infidelity and expects high standards of me as well. I had to grow up to keep has a thick accent, and so people tended to assume she didn't know what was going on. With shallow acquaintances she would often do a great submissive dumb geisha shtick. Totally an act, but she carried it off flawlessly. You only saw her acting like a normal woman if she knew and trusted you. I recognized this behavior and it didn't seem manipulative to me. I grew up in the American South. At that time, many Southern women also had a hyper-feminine Southern belle act for strangers. Only trusted friends and family saw them acting normally. My mother was a Minnesota Yankee, so this kind of two-tier feminine behavior was foreign to her. But it was all over the Southern women on my father's side, and our girl would play ignorant up to a point and then suddenly turn tables, sometimes viciously. She really did not like dishonorable conduct. She never initiated contact with other men. But on the occasions when one of my backstabbing colleagues contacted her behind my back, she would lead them on until their intentions were clear. And then she'd shut them down. She'd tell wives or girlfriends if they had a heart of gold. Female colleague, call her Sarah, had my then girlfriend's phone number. This was 1983 quarters, so there were only landlines. A male colleague of mine, call him Mike, name unchanged to implicate the guilty, was senior to me. Mike dispatched me to a mandatory 2-week training course in a city, a 5-hour flight away. Once I was gone, Mike got my girl's phone number from Sarah with some lame excuse about how he needed to update my girl on my return travel plans. I'm sure Sarah didn't realize his then called my girl to invite her out. She didn't know which of my colleagues Mike was, so she met him to see who it was. He invited her to stay overnight for breakfast. She left and then told me all details. I'm sure this was how it played, and then at the next workplace party she pulled Mike's girlfriend aside to tell couldn't wait to get out of that workplace, and I have always appreciated my wife's uncompromising loyalty. I am a better man for having had her at my side.
Yup, it happened at a big get-together. The guy didn't know us and he decided to shoot his shot. My friend who threw the party went to step in when I held him back and told him to watch it with me. He didn't understand until he sat back with me and realized that my then GF had no clue that this guy was hitting on her. We sat there for a few minutes as this guy raked himself over the coals to get her swooning, and it was like watching a baseball team's run up nothing but strikeouts. Lol.
Yes, I laugh in their face. If they start something I finish it. It's usually black men saying why you with the enemy or why you with a white boy. We both laugh at him, they get frustrated and leave.
Yes, she handles it by mentioning I walk over and say, yes dear. That settles everything.
Yup. She was pumping gas while I was checking one of the rear tires. He walks right up to her and says, I'm sorry ma'am, but I love the way you wear them. She just giggled. I popped my head out and said, that thing's nice, ain't it? My man lost his marbles. Tears of joy rolling on the floor, laughing. Dude tripped all over himself trying to get away. I felt bad because I wasn't mad. I know how that peach looks in the southern sunlight. I high-fived my lovely lady right after.
I feel like you should be in a Wild West movie with a comment like that. Nice.
Yes, and the problem was my ex-wife can flirt with a rock. I would wait for her to take care of it, but she would just keep going, almost as if she were playing chicken or really trying to make me uncomfortable. As she eventually cheated on me, I should have seen this as a red flag.
I've been dating a black girl for the first time the last 5 months, and I definitely noticed some uncomfortable staring from black men of all ages when we're out and about. Cold sweat, smile, rolling on the floor, laughing, rolling on the floor, laughing, rolling on the floor, laughing.
That happened.
What an awesome lady, kudos to her.
I bartended for a long time. My girlfriend later, my wife would come in and wait for me to go off the clock. Dudes hit on her and bought her drinks all the time. To their frustration, I'd leave with her every night. My wallet still full, her a bit tipsy and ready for fun. Win.
Too many to recall them all. But I don't say or do anything. I have an unshakable belief in our relationship. I have not once in 36 years felt jealous or a sense of distrust. She handles it well, and I figure I can either take it as a testament to how lucky I am, or let it bother me. As beautiful as she is even more wonderful to talk to and share my life with. So I know I am one very fortunate man and feel gratitude when reminded of that.
Enemy tears of joy? Don't black men get with white women all the time?
I'm assuming that Mike's girlfriend wasn't too happy after your girlfriend told her about what he had done, but do you have any juicy details on what happened next? Also, your woman sounds incredible. You are very lucky to have found someone like her.
Yeah, time I've had to get involved was with a guy at a wife was 6 weeks post-baby, so her normally large were looking fantastic in a red. Even then, getting involved was finding the guy's friends and saying, come get ya boy.
Yes, and it caused a pretty big argument between us which resulted in ending the context. I'm in no way the jealous type. If another guy hits on my girl, I take it as a compliment and tease her about it later. In this particular scenario though, we were at a party together. A guy at the party asked her to sit on his lap and she did then let him grope her and just giggled about it. I made a bit of a scene over it and we left. I was standing right there. When he said it I laughed because I took it as a joke, but when she actually did it I asked for it to stop and they kept going. Later found out she'd been seeing someone behind my back. Skeptical smiley face.
Perhaps you're way out of many men's league so they dare not to approach you.
I don't react, but I will pay attention to how my woman reacts.
Yes, I realized that as I wrote it. My anecdote begs for an update, but I don't have it. It was 40 years ago. I never knew what happened between Mike and his girlfriend after my girl dined him out, or even where his next assignment was a classic Chad Alpha. So I suspect he did well at least for a while. The Alphas often flame out in their place was badly led and did not function like a team. The leadership was the most predatory of all. The top guy, in his 50s, also went after my girl and failed. He then went after the GF of one of the other 23-year-olds and got leadership's toxicity permeated the organization. Everybody treated everybody like, you got ahead by pushing your colleagues down. Being my first job out of college, I thought that was normal. My next job was under a well-adjusted family-oriented supervisor in a normal office. His plain, stable leadership helped me develop a solid professional ethical outlook, which is very important for men in their 20s.